It's only been 24 hours since our last SHIB technical analysis, but I thought what better way to end the week with another one. So let's check out SHIB once again and see what the price has done overnight. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video, and today we are taking another look at SHIB Coin, Shiba Inu token, and we're doing some more technical analysis. We looked at this one again yesterday and saw that we were once again sort of in a bit of a consolidation period. What's happened over the last 24 hours? Well, we're about to find out as always. But before we get into that, guys, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy today's video, and subscribe if you want to see more of this sort of content. We cover crypto, stocks, investing, and wealth management in general. So if that tickles your fancy, make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell notification button. I'd also love to know down in the comments section below if you are a SHIB holder as well. But without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. As always, welcome into CoinSpot, guys. If you're looking to buy SHIB or any other cryptocurrencies, there is a link in the description of this video that you can sign up to CoinSpot on and start purchasing it. But let's take a look at SHIB. And yesterday we were basically looking at the exact same time, which I'll just mark it out roughly by there. So this has been the price action since that point over the past 24 hours. So obviously what we've seen is a continuation, unfortunately, of a bit of a decline that has been occurring. So I suppose that gives us a little bit of a outlook. It's almost as if it has formed a short-term downtrend channel, as you can see here. There we go, probably about there would be accurate, and it is trending unfortunately in this direction, which it's not the end of the world, but it is also not ideal. And I just want to scroll out briefly as well so that we can once again put that base sort of in place that we had previously. And it looks like it is roughly exactly where, here we go, exactly where we are sitting almost right now. So what's happening is it's getting really tight from a price point of view. This right here is our critical support, absolute critical support point. We are at the bottom right now of where we have been on this chart, and we need to make sure that we hold this point. We can see that there have been a few tests over the past few hours of this point, and fortunately they've held up. But what we can see as well is obviously we've got a sort of triangle occurring here, and the price is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So effectively one of two things is going to occur. The first scenario is that we are going to breach this support point here, and then we'll start deteriorating. That is obviously the worst case scenario. Where we will land, as I've said in my other videos, I honestly don't know. I don't have the data for that. I mean, from a very basic level, and keep in mind this in Australian dollars, we could be hitting about, I don't know, 840. That's sort of where there's been a bit of a bounce here previously from the point at about 878 where we're sitting at the moment. So hopefully it doesn't do that. In fact, if I zoom in here, it almost looks like we're testing this top end of the downtrend. So we can see that it's tested previously in the past over at these points, but we are testing it once again. So now that we've covered worst case scenario, what is our best case scenario? Well, hopefully what we see is this is a bounce and we potentially breach and start moving in an upwards direction. If we were going to continue in that direction, where would we hit? Well, let's just bring in another line to work that out. First target from a short-term point of view is where all this price action has just occurred right here, and that would be at roughly 937. We can see there's been lots occurring in these regions over the past few days, and basically that means that is the first point we need to conquer. After that, where we're going to try and get through next, well, we're going to go for right up here, and that is that 10 mark. right there, or 1,000, sorry. That's where we want to hit next. So obviously we're sitting at like 8-9, we want to hit the 100, I suppose, effectively. So we've got to breach this point successfully in order to start trending back up. Now, as we take it out and as we take more of a daily view, we can see exactly what's going on. In, I suppose, the overall scheme of things, the price action that we are seeing here is not very volatile at all. We've had massive volatility on these sorts of days where we see big dips or even some big gains on certain days as well. I'm circling all those examples there, whereas at the moment there's actually not too much going on. So even though we're deteriorating in price, it is not on big volumes and big jumps in price, which is good. And typically what we're seeing is that consolidation of price. If I take this up here once again, we are in this sort of trading channel here, and it has relatively been fluctuating up and down to the right for a while now, like that. So when we look at it from an hourly perspective, it can look a lot worse than it actually is, but right now we're at the bottom of that sort of trend, and as I said before, we're hoping that this is going to bounce. So let's say we're sitting right here, and you can see it's showing as 898. Where do we want to be? We want to be hitting that top point if we can come out of this at 1581. So keep that number in the back of your head when you're looking at the daily chart. We want to be looking for 1581. Hopefully that is the ultimate goal, and as you can see, it's relatively minuscule when you look at it from a daily perspective. Not much has actually changed overall, but we are at that real key support point, and we need to make sure that it is not going to be breached in the near future. Otherwise, we cannot tell where this is going to drop to. If you want to take a psychological point of view, it could be quite a big drop because people will panic. It is inevitable that if this breaks, people will panic, and it's likely going to drop down, you know, maybe into the 700s, the 600s, the 500s. It is possible. Worst case scenario, it is possible. Ideally, that's not going to occur. And obviously, we've seen a bit of a shift in, you know, Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market as well, which has been, I suppose, recovering ever so slightly over the past, you know, 24 to 48 hours. But we've not seen this reflected on SHIB. And SHIB's one of the only coins which is, you know, really copying it at this point in time, unfortunately. As you can see, 5.39% down, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And we're just going to really have to wait this out and see a big turnaround, and hopefully with the release of Shiba Swap, we can see a bit more momentum come and hopefully break the current cycle that we are in down here. And hopefully our ultimate goal is to breach and go in that sort of a direction and aim for our next target back at 2000. So ideally that's what we're hoping for, but will it happen? I don't know. We need to make sure this key support point holds before we can see any, I suppose, real movement or longevity for the price at this point in time. Shiba's certainly not been one of the easiest coins to hold over the past few weeks, especially for people who are new to the crypto market and they would have only been experiencing a downtrend effectively. So I can understand why there would be some panic, but for the long-termers out there, there is some genuine hope. As I said, Shiba Swap's coming. We can also see the community is growing significantly. The Reddit page is getting quite large with regards to Shiba Army, and all the main Twitter pages and the key individuals involved in SHIB and Shiba Swap are getting quite a large following. We're seeing a bit of media attention as well, which is pretty cool. But I'm going to wrap it up for there today, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video. Make sure you leave a like if you did and subscribe for more of this sort of content. As I said, we cover SHIB and other cryptos, as well as stocks, wealth management, and investing in general. So if that interests you, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification icon. Let me know in the comment section down below if you are a SHIB holder. And with that, guys, I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.